Hello, hello. 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 It's me. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm still working on my other stuff. I'm working on like 3 things at once. It's crazy. How does the man do it? And let me tell you, there's a lot of slacking off. Oh man, Twitch has updated my dashboard as well. How strange. You can just run a 60-second ad for no reason. That would be weird, wouldn't it? But yeah, what we are going to be doing today is... What are we doing today? Oh, that's not the command, it's help, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. I remember. I wrote the bot. Probably. I'm probably a sane person. Let's see, what we're going to be doing today is running through some of these options here. So I was working on lip syncing. However, I'm probably not going to do that for a little bit. Because I need something, I need some quick wins, as they say. Low-hanging fruit, as others may say. So that's where we are right now. So the 2 easiest things that I can identify are 1, an A pose button. So if we look at the current thing here, actually we can look at the most current thing here. So this is the most current option. So we have right, the ability to load in different models. So this is the Alicia model. Look at that, it's beautiful. We can reset the model transform, which sets you all the way back there. And then we can also reset the model pose, which is to kind of insulate you against the fact that you might do something like this. Hold on, we can do it. looking real relaxed there, right? And then yeah, you could try to move it back, but it's not going to be easy. Oh man, look at that spinal column, dude. R.I.P. She's like a snake. Yeah, so just in case you ever get your model looking like that, right? Your only option right now is to T-pose. So instead of doing that, instead of just T-posing every single time, even though it is a good way of asserting dominance, probably not going to do that. Probably don't want that to happen every single time. Also, let's see. Oh, so there is something here. There's something that I added in the other thing, the lip syncing branch that was causing a memory leak. So we'll have to figure that out eventually, but not now. We'll do that later. Let's pin that to. Or let's I guess I can't like manually pin it. I have to go to dev and then pin it. So let's pin it there. So that's real-time lip sync GD pin to quick access. There we go. Now it's just here twice. How nice. Open up this folder, open cpage GD tracking.xml. Was that option in tracking.xml? No, that was in model.xml. So I think what I'm going to do is 1, I'm going to turn on mouse ripple. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. He's so good. We're going to open up model.xml. And we can add some labels. Label. Let's see. This is model pose. Right. So then this will be, we'll call it T-pose, not reset model pose. I think Signal Broadcaster is in need of a refactor because this is pretty gross, I think. Although I'm not really sure what the alternative would be. It would have to, the alternative would just be like a really big, just like mega function. A singular mega function that we just broadcast through, which is not a good strategy. Unfortunately, there's not really a great way of doing this. Yeah. We'll have to think about it. Or I think like a good way of refactoring would be to, I think at least pass along 2 values every single time, at least as inputs into the signal broadcaster. So there's like a value and then like a debug message. So that's easier for me to kind of, you know, notice when something is being called. That might be kind of neat. Might be kind of neat to do. Would at the very least be very helpful for me. All right, by the way, I am running just normal work stuff on the side. Give me 1 sec. Writing some Python on the side here. Python is really weird sometimes. Some people would argue Python is weird like all the time, mostly because it's one of the few languages that uses white space as its primary delimiter. But apart from that, right, like I think the biggest thing about Python is that everything is like an iterable, I think. Or everything is an object, that's one thing, but 2, everything is an iterable. Or is that Ruby where everything is an object? Forget. But anyways. T-pose. It's gonna be hard to break this muscle memory, by the way. Ooh. There we go. So I've once again gotten a new keyboard. I have a problem and I'm not going to fix it. But it seems like every time I get a new keyboard, I take away some of the keys. Emit signal. Let's see, this little T-pose model. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, right? That's pretty easy. So reset model pose, we'll be taking that out. I wish there was a way to like mark things as deprecated, like a tag. Basically, I'm just asking for tags. Please, I desire tagging. What is the tag? To do, delete this. Okay, so that's signal T-pose model. We probably want to do A posing first, right? First of all, that's probably what most people are going to use. And secondly, it's just alphabetical, which is, I like that. I like things that are alphabetical. It gives things a sense of order where there may not be any order. It's a pretty easy emit signal apose model. Yeah, okay. So we'll be taking out this thing and we'll replace this button with 2 buttons instead, the ultimate replacement. Is to just add more cruft to it. So there's apose model, which just has the events. Apose model. Wow. And then second button, which is just for T-posing, T-pose. T-pose, T7, T7 model. Why is typing so hard? Well, typing on this keyboard isn't hard, it's just hitting all the punctuation, which is difficult. I think everything after this should be hooked up automatically. I'm not sure. Hopefully. I think that's, yeah, I think that's okay. God, I've just been running tests on my my work laptop just all day because it takes forever for the tests to run. Because our unit tests are actually integration tests. Alright, but anyways, let's give this a try. I don't know, send it. So now we have model pose, and then there's 2 buttons here. So we'll go to Alicia VRM, or T-posed. Oh no, this doesn't have anything defined for. Okay, so these don't have anything defined for them because there's nothing that's listening for that. But at the very least, they don't like explode, which is pretty good. I'll count that as a win. No explosions. All right, well, what did I call it? Basic model, which should be renamed at some point to just base model, but we're getting to that. Isn't it on, reset? Oh, you link up to reset model pose. Oh, okay. Okay, picking up what you're putting down. I think there's probably a better way of doing this. Is a win. Well, you know, they don't call me Team You Win for nothing. More usable than most software by Microsoft. I'm not sure what I said to trigger that, but I appreciate it nevertheless. Serious. And to be fair, you know, Windows 10 isn't a bad piece of software. It is very annoying how they just want to make me update to Windows 10 all the time. But so it goes, you know. You win some, you lose some. It's actually kind of weird how Microsoft is the worst in that. I think at least with Apple, right? Because I also have a Mac. Oh no, he's a shill. But hear me out. If you want a good development environment, Mac is pretty good. Linux also pretty good because it does 100% does not get in your way, but sometimes you want them. You want people to get in your way sometimes and be like, hey, we have an update that just fixes everything. Beautiful. I love it. I want more of it. Oh, you know, I'm just fighting to get my dang Windows CI environment working. Well, see, that's your problem, is that you're trying to do CI for Windows or on Windows. Are you doing it on Windows or for Windows? If you're setting up a CI environment on Windows, I've got bad news for you. It's probably not a great idea. But of course, you know, you're free to do what you want. so this is func on tpose model. No, it's weird. I've been doing CI work, CI/CD work at my job for pretty much 2 years now. Haven't really done anything in the past year, but don't tell my boss. And I still don't feel like any smarter about it because it's been Jenkins, right? It's not any of the fancier CI tooling like Argo or whatever. Or I suppose Argo is just the CD part. It's not the CI part. Whereas Jenkins can be CI and CD in the same thing. I'm trying to get my GitLab runner to actually build these Windows binaries and upload the artifacts. That's tough. Potentially, depending on the language. If you're not doing it in a language that makes it easy, I feel bad for you. That's one of the few things I really like about Go. If you're not using CGo, you know, Golang is a dream to cross-compile. All you need to do is change a few flags somewhere. I forget where the flags are. It's like Go OS, Windows, architecture, ARM64, oh baby. That made my life really easy this past year. Because we got like a last minute requirements for the CI tooling that I'm, you know, building out. You might say, oh, wait a minute, I thought you said you're doing CI tooling. What are you doing with Go? Let me tell you. Is that in order to onboard to... No, I'm looking at the wrong thing, by the way. In order to onboard to the fancy CI/CD tooling, we built like a Golang CLI. Meant to run on Windows, but then they're like, hey, we also like this to be on whatchamacallit, run on Linux, even though we don't have anyone running on Linux. I was like, well, well, okay. Cross compilation though. Oof. We made it sound like a big deal, and then we got big ups for doing it like in the next week. Even though it took me like maybe like an hour to 5 minutes to Google it, 30 minutes to test it a few times, the rest of the week to just pretend to work on it. Rust is also pretty good about that, if I remember correctly. Oh, hello, Needle Mouse. See you. Oh. I had to do it for Linux and Mac all day long, but because we need to build for Windows and Xbox, it makes my life so much harder. Oof, Xbox. So like Universal Windows Platform, or whatever it's called, UWPM, whatever it's called. I'm trying to remember where I'm trying to remember where do I apose my model? That's what I'm trying to build in really quickly. I'm not doing the lip syncing, which is what I've been doing. I'm a little burnt out though from work. I'm also just kind of working on the side. How are you doing, Needle Mouse though? Did I already ask that? I'm distracted. Apose. I didn't write this comment, but it is extremely valid. Which is, it needs to be stuff needs to be looked at, needs to be inspected more. For sure. VRM. When do I apose it? I just completely have forgotten where I apose the model. I thought I did it here, but it's been so long that I just don't remember anymore. I know I do it somewhere. And I know I only do it for VRM models because VRM models, the reason why they're nice to work with is because they have a pretty good set of guarantees about what things they'll have. Oh, it's right here. Map bones. Okay. So I need to call... Oh, so I A-pose them like automatically, huh? Whenever I call map bones. Make a Rust that can make a Godot index. It's Unreal Engine. I mean, I guess you could, right? Make an engine in Rust that like approximates Godot, and then but then expose enough raw Rust bindings that you can just approximate it to anything. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a lot of unneeded work, but it's technically possible, right? It's technically possible to do that in any language, so it's just like, you know, I have better things to do with my time. Map bones. So we map bones on ready, then we yield until the model is ready, then we apply. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think talking about making engines, I believe that most console engines actually, like if you roll your own game engine, most of the time when you're porting, you're probably using SDL2, right? Of course, I don't know what the implementation details of various engines are. Like I don't think Unreal uses SDL2, unless does Unreal actually I actually don't know. Does Unreal use SDL2? Does Unreal use SDL2? Because they're not mutually exclusive. Yeah, you know what? There we go. Why does Unreal Engine use SDL2? Yeah. Look at that. So Unreal already uses SDL2. How nice. I thought I remember hearing something about that, but yeah. See, Unreal already uses SDL2. Because I think lots of things use SDL2 because it's really convenient for windowing across multiple platforms. Yeah, technically anything is possible. It's just like, is it a waste of time? And is someone paying me to waste my time? You know? I think this one I can move out into a pose. Yeah, let's call this a pose, right? Def. So that's how you do it in Python. Func a pose, A7 pose. Also check out, not this. Check out my new keyboard that I've been using. Mostly only using it because I got an email from Mashdrop and I was like, oh. Or they're not called Mashdrop anymore, but I have one of these. Look at that. Which is also why I'm starting to struggle a little bit. My other keyboard that I was using previously had the number row, but this one is missing the number row, which is why I keep accidentally pressing the wrong keys sometimes. Or that's why I keep accidentally pressing number keys, because I have two numpads plus an invisible number row on just different layers. That's not anything I heard in a hot minute. Yeah, they switched over to just doing keyboards, I think. It's a shame. It's a shame for sure. Ugh. I did like their like flashlight stuff they were doing as well, but I get it. You know, mechanical keyboards. If you can become like the producer for mechanical keyboards, or I guess not producer but sourcer, you know, it's good money. Like they do a lot of keycaps. I'm not really into keycaps, honestly, but they're any ortholinear keyboard I'm all on top of. That's my jam. As someone who like can probably hit 60 words per minute with just my left hand, and maybe like 20 words per minute with just my right, even though I'm right-handed. I type majority with my left, which is bizarre. So A pose. So we store this. Okay, yeah, we can just grab all of these. We'll just grab all of these, I guess, and then we'll slap them into here. A pose. Oh, and then I need to. Okay. So this one's pretty easy, right? We just A pose it. And it's weird though, right? Using this keyboard, let me bring it back up just to brag. Let me just bring it back up just to brag. But in order to hit the number row, I have to hold down this key here. Oh, you know what? I'm realizing that this thing is off center for some reason. Why is this off center? Or like the scaling is all off. How does that happen? Look at that. It's scaled incorrectly. Or is it? Yeah. Wait a minute, hold on. Ooh? No, that's correct. How's that? Ooh. Doesn't that looks wrong, right? Yeah. So whenever the closer I get to the top left corner, the better. But the farther I go to the right, the more off course it gets. That's weird. Is that how that works here? Yeah, no. It should be. Yeah, it's completely off center with my cursor. I don't know how that happens. Oh, it takes my initial cursor. So it's not zeroed. Or no, wait. No, it was based off my lower screen, which is at a lower resolution. Ah. He's thinking. But anyways, in order to hit the num keys, I have to hold down this lower key here next to the very tiny spacebar. I actually use individual keys for the space-bars. Right? And then in order to hit parentheses, I need to hold down this key and then also hold down either the shift keys. Or actually, I think it's only the... Yeah, actually, it's only the left shift key I think that works. Although I think the right shift key still works. I just haven't specifically bound it to anything. But yeah. That's how that goes. So anyway, let's go back to Gooey. So Gooey, it'll be model.apose, apose. So this is actually not necessarily correct. So I think here we need to connect apose to so okay, let's look at this. So this model script has a few things inside of it. So there's just a general setup function that you can run, and as a reminder, this kind of script is loaded at runtime, which is neat. Also a potential security hazard, but you know, who cares? But this is one of the few scripts that will be truly interpreted. Apose, or setup apose, right? Setup apose. And like all scripts, needs to take in some sort of element. Maybe some sort of control. So, and then we'll have to do the same for T-pose, but that's pretty easy. Please. Set up T-pose. So I think we'll need to hook into... We'll need to hook into the model loaded. The model loaded signal. So where is that signal? That's one of these old ones. Yeah. So model loaded. I don't remember if face tracker offset set is is actually used. I have to look into that. Here, if not app manager, SB model SB is connected. Let me see, is it model loaded? Yeah, I think we'll just listen for on model loaded. It should be pretty easy, I think. Oh, that's P. Yeah, so if we're not connected to that, then we'll want to connect to it, of course. So then we'll app manager, connect, model loaded, self. I feel like there should be like a shorthand for this. But maybe I'm crazy, right? Because why would you ever not want? Why would you ever make this check without like connecting to the signal you're just checking, right? I feel like it feels like something that should be like error safe to begin with. So like it's like a no op if this is false. But that's just me complaining. Oh, actually, this is model loaded on model loaded a pose, and then this needs to be model loaded a pose. Can't type. And then this is model loaded T pose. Wow, he's so smart. Func on model loaded T pose, which, oh, you know what? It does actually just send me the model as well. And it only guarantees it to be a basic model. That's okay. So model, this will be some sort of basic model, or we'll just leave it untyped. It doesn't matter, right? And then we'll just check the type later. So model loaded a pose also takes a model void. So these will do almost the same thing, but depending on what the model type is, we might also be changing, I guess, what the text is for the elements, right? So for VRM models, we want the labels to say, you know, A pose and T pose, but for VRM or non-VRM models, so like the GLB model that I have running right now, we'll want that to just say reset model pose, right? Which is pretty much the same thing. So currently reset model pose, all it does for VRM models is T pose them, which is the reset pose, by the way, but that's not something everyone knows for sure. Not something everyone knows. So var model. So we'll just hold on to that. Hold on. If parameter model. So if model does not equal. Oh no. Oh, I forgot I can't use right shift whenever I go into the number layer. Oh yeah. Because right shift when I go into the number layer is actually the bar symbol. Oh good. That's what I get for using a 40, or this isn't a 40%, this is a 4 by 4, 8, 12. What's 4 times 12? 48. This is a 48%. But I guess I technically have 2 space bars. So we'll call it a 46%, huh? 47. Can't do math. So if model does not equal p model, then model is equal, or model is now equal to p model. So we'll want to do these for, or do this for both of these. I don't know why, but just in case it's not deterministic. It should be, but you never know. Like, it should run top to bottom in this instance. For multiple reasons. One, because we defined it in this file top to bottom, so they get instantiated in that order, which means that it also runs their functions, their setup functions in that order as well. But it doesn't hurt to check. And so if model is, or I guess, get, what are we looking for? So VRM meta. So that's something that VRM models only have, right? It doesn't make any sense for a basic model, aka this duck, does not have any VRM metadata, right? And that's specific enough that it doesn't really make sense, or that's specific enough, but also not specific enough to be fairly safe to check for. Right, because I believe perfect sync models will also have the VRM meta, in addition to just a bunch of other blend shapes and stuff. So if this is not null, then, all right, so if it is a VRM model, then we'll do a thing. Otherwise, we'll do another thing. And then we'll do the same logic for the T-pose, but for here. So if it's not null, or if it is null, right, then we'll just do, oh no. All right, so var a pose element. This is a bit jank. It's a bit jank. I am writing this kind of a C style. So all the variables are just defined wherever, like pretty much right before they're used. So a pose element is equal to element. And then for this one down here, we'll do the same thing. So on setup, we'll just store T-pose element to whatever element this is. That's the API. And we'll also just have a handle onto the model so that we'll always be able to access it. Although we probably don't need to do that. It doesn't hurt to have it. So on model loaded. So if it is a VRM, or if it's not a VRM model, then we'll go. So for normal GLBs, it doesn't make any sense to expose the button, so we'll do a pose element hide. Otherwise, a pose element show. Yeah. Whereas for T-pose elements, I believe what I'm going to do. Oh man, I don't remember. Update element name. How does this work? Let's look for toggle element. So toggle element. Okay, so this is not defined. That's fine. Base element. Base element. You are connected to a. Let me see. Containing view. Oh, geez. I remember writing this, and this is just bizarre. How did I hook up update label text to other things? Oh, it's on label updated, right? Yeah. Yeah. On label updated. I believe this is label updated. Label up. Yeah, label updatable. Yeah, okay. And that's actually something that we can't just call for anything. That makes sense. So if label name does not equal labeled text, wait a minute. Ooh. No, yeah, that makes sense, right? Because there's always the base label text that we want to find. So this will be the base label text, a pose model. Yeah, okay. That makes sense to me. So let's do, what did I call this thing? So label updatable, please give me a hint. What was it called? Label updatable, phenomenal. Label updatable is equal to true. Don't use yes. These will both be updatable. And these will also have setup functions mapped to model.gd. So you're looking at this and thinking, man, this kind of looks like JavaScript. You are totally correct in how I'm doing this. This is pretty much JavaScript. Now, why would you do such a thing, you might ask? And I could not tell you. I thought it'd be fun, and here we are. Was it fun? It was really cool once I got it working, for sure. Which is kind of how I feel about a lot of things. Yeah. It was really cool. Actually, we don't need to hook up to label updatable. We don't need to send a signal out to ourselves. We can just change. It can just change itself implicitly. Yeah, okay. Don't make it too complicated. So if model get VRM meta is not null, then we want to show a pose. But for this one, T posing, if model VRM meta, I guess we'll need to store the initial name, or we might as well. So like initial T pose label text. So some sort of string. So on setup, we'll do store the T-pose element and then the initial T-pose label text is equal to the T-pose elements dot. I'm pretty sure everything should have a label, or at least a label text. Yeah, everything should have a label text. Not necessarily a label, but a label text nevertheless. And if it doesn't, then I guess it'll just break, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. Because I'm pretty sure everything extends. All the elements, except for the pop-ups, extend base elements. Yeah. So that might be another thing that it could be nice to refactor, is the fact that not everything extends from base element, but that's because base element extends panel container. You know, not a tragedy by any means, but does make things a little difficult sometimes. But that was like an early design choice that I just kind of forgot about refactoring, and it's too late now. So this should have a label. So do toggle elements just have a label attached to them? They do. Okay, so label text, and I'm not going to hook it up to the signal. There's no reason to hook it up to the signal. Although I could. I might. Alright, T-pose element label text is equal to, call it like reset pose. Right. So when we run this application now, look at this. Oh, hold on. That didn't. That doesn't look right. Let's load in the anime model, the VRM. So we have A pose. Look at that. T pose, A pose. Could make it look like she's flapping her wings. Non-existent wings. Okay. So the duck is not a VRM model. I can tell you that for sure. I made it. So, although we're still getting A pose model. Yeah. So that makes sense why it broke. Model loaded. I wonder. Like, so this should maybe show and hide don't work. I need to use visible is equal to false, and then visible is equal to true. What's my F5 button? I forget. So I have WASD, then I have the middle 4 keys assigned to the function keys. So it's this one. Yeah, he's done it. So this still doesn't make sense. Duck should not be triggering that. I believe I can trigger a hard reload. Yeah, by going to app settings and then clicking on reconstructive views, and then everything should reload from that, I think. That loads in pretty quickly. So we can just hit it with a, I don't know, like an app manager. Logger. Trace. Hello. Right. So let's reconstruct the views. Got any logs for me? No logs? No logs? Very cool, very cool. I wonder if it's not using, or if it's not calling the setup function correctly. Right, so we call duck. Anything in the logs? Yeah, I mean, that should have printed out a stack trace, unless I'm crazy. Maybe it didn't actually reload the script. No, it did. Yeah, script should be reloaded properly. On model loaded A pose. So setup A pose, that should have been, yeah, that's correct. So it's just not calling these functions. Or the setup functions, I suppose. So I'm pretty sure these will work then. Let's keep the trace here, just so we, are able to see stuff. Model loaded. Model loaded. I don't know. So let's hit it with an app manager. If I can spell app manager logger dot trace test. What do you got? Nothing. Really? So yeah. So it ran the test function. Ooh, that's weird. It ran the test function in setup, right? But it didn't run through the rest of the things. So this should be using model GD, which is true, because that's where this kind of print, this is a test print in model GD comes from, which is here in the logs. Setup map bones is also just kind of there. Setup A pose. Do these functions not exist? Did I do this wrong? Very possible I did it wrong because the system is very complicated and I've barely understand how it works myself. It's a good sign. So on setup completed, what does setup completed do? So setup completed. Yeah, so that's just a signal, but what is this hooked up to? I don't remember. So there's like load model, then we want to yield clean up prompts. So this all looks fine. Yeah. Right, that should be good, right? These are the same function, but it's just not calling this, even though it should. Oh, these are buttons. Oh, not toggles. Is that? I mean, that's probably not why. Yeah, they still have a label attached to them. No, I typed in toggle instead of button element. Okay, so these don't have labels. They do have a button. So this one, yeah, this is the only one. So this is button text, and then this is button text, but there was no error, so I don't think that was the problem. Yeah. I mean, we can always give it another try, but I don't think that was it. Yeah, so we still have a pose. This will crash. That's good. So where does this get called from? Where does this get called from? It's not... It is in Gooey, but... I think it's in like the ready function, isn't it? Construct views from XML, yeah. Sounds familiar. And there's also a reconstruct. Oh, it's set up Gooey nodes. So for node entry, get nodes in group. We'll call setup. And I believe Gooey group. Gooey. Gooey group. What is the Gooey group? I said it somewhere, yeah. Okay, so for anything in that group, we call the setup function if they have a setup function. So all base elements will have a setup function. Oh, and that's how I call the setup function on them as well. Yeah. If not, setup function empty. And then containing view has method setup function. We can hit it with a print here just in case. This is one of the few places where it doesn't make sense to put a print, but that's all right. You know, I'm nothing if not consistent in my insanity. Right, so just print that. Give that a taste. Tell me how it feels. All right, there we go. So now we have a lot of prints, which makes sense. So setup map bones. Yeah, see, it did them all in order, right? No, actually, did it? Setup map bones, setup cameras, blend shapes, controller, receiver, FXAA, and setup console. Yeah, see, that makes sense, which means it's not calling these functions down here for some reason. Why is that? Why is that? So model XML is using model GD. These don't need to have anything like special on them, right? Like if I like misname these, yeah, like nothing happens. I don't get like an error. It just fails to pick it up, I guess. Or did I type in the right thing? Oh no. What did I call it? Setup a pose. Setup a pose. Yeah, I mean that's what I wrote. Right? This is setup T pose. Big fan. See, this one has setup mapped bones, which shouldn't make a difference. So there is just a regular setup function. What am I doing wrong? These should be hooked into, unless... Where do I set the setup function on each element? Did I just forget to do that? If data has XML constants setup, then we want to grab the setup function. Did I not call it setup? That's setup. This is setup. Events, setup, yeah. Should be fine. So let's add a log here as well, and we can look through that. Logger trace. Data. XML constants setup. Something like that, right? What's your problem? What did I do? How strange. I mean, that'll still work. I didn't make any changes to that. So it gets sent. Yeah. Oh, now I'm just logging way too much stuff. Ooh. So let's redo that. It's model GD. We're not model GD. Which one is it? Where did I accidentally log something else? I think it was in the base element setup function, right? Yeah. Why are you throwing an error? Broadcast custom prop toggle. Passed arguments type base element does not match the function's expected argument type base element. Yeah, that's one of the unfortunate things about Godot. So it does tend to break when you have too many types, which is very annoying. Its type system is pretty weak, especially in like GDScript 1.0. 2.0 pretty good. 1.0 kind of bad. Like, it's good enough for what I'm doing for the most part. I'm still getting the same error, huh? Like, it's the same base element. I just don't know what's going on with that. So set up a pose. This is getting passed in properly. Oh, did I do something weird here? Broadcast custom prop toggle created. That's not right. This is correct. Yeah? But there's no, I don't have any error logs. If not, setup function is empty. So then we'll call it. Maybe it doesn't get called? If not, setup function empty. App manager logger trace setup function. Right, that should be okay. So what do we got? Like, this should be a joke for me to do. See, yeah. So set up a pose. So it comes from Gooey 808.685. Gooey 808.685. 808.685. 808. What's up? So yeah, there's our trace. Oh, I guess I don't need to. Well, that's useful. Yeah, 808.685. Construct views from XML. 685 was the main call. Yeah, generate UI element, and then 808 at the very end. So yeah, that's what that does for sure. So result setup function. Huh. Huh. That is bizarre, isn't it? So it's there for a little bit, and then it just kind of falls off the function for some reason. So if we look at our GUI view, GUI handler, model is in the right container. Yeah, apose model. So it has a setup function. It just doesn't get called for some reason, right? Looking at this, we have pretty much everything. Setup map bones, setup cameras, setup blend shape, setup controller, setup receiver, controller, receiver. Yeah, because we have two sets of receivers and controllers, one for props and then one for presets. And then there's FXAA and then set up the console, which makes sense. So something is getting lost. Not entirely sure how that's possible. What do we use parent for? Parents. So I believe the parent is... I actually don't know what the parent is. I believe the parent is Gooey. What is this part, man? Is this part? So we don't ever get to this part. We never log it. Right. Returns true if the length of the string equals 0. Yeah. 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 So you bring it back, send me back to base element, or no. Send me back to this, trace. We run that, hit function F. F for FML, because I don't understand what's going on here. Yeah, so there's our setup function. It should work. Yeah? Result setup function is whatever is in that data. Something's getting lost in translation here. Or is it because, like, no, because buttons... Actually, hold on. You know what? No. Tracking options has setup cameras, right? So we call setup cameras, right? Yeah, we do call setup cameras. Do I, like, ultra return from that function? Actually, that's in tracking, so we don't even care about tracking. Don't even care about tracking. So in model XML, there's only the one. I don't know. Well, I mean, what's in tracking.gd? What makes this better? Like, it's clearly not better because I have some notes saying that this is bad. Let's see, when I add a print statement to these, and remember I can't actually debug these. I can't set a breakpoint inside of the Godot editor to just, you know, run this over and over again, see if we ever hit the breakpoint, because these are not known by the editor. They're only known once they're loaded in at runtime, which is tough. Also, I'm getting a lot of... What? I wonder if it's this error here. Like, there's just failed to load a script for whatever reason. So load everything back. Send me. Nope, still there. And we're still getting the same errors as well. So base element setup. So setup cameras, setup maps bones. Then we have setup apose. I'm missing something. I'm missing something. I'm missing something. Were these not added to the group in Gooey? Did I like exclude like specifically these types of elements for whatever reason? I don't know. Maybe. I think that's kind of weird if I did. And I don't see any to-dos to myself either, which is a good sign. That's a good sign. Never want to have too many to-dos just on your plate for no reason. Yeah. Yeah, so there's the label text, a pose model, a pose, setup a pose, setup data, data bind is ready, containing view is disabled, no. And then we can't view the group. We can only view the group programmatically. Yeah, for some reason it's not running the functions though. I can see that they're there. I can see that they're there. Let's give this another shot. Let's give this another shot. So we'll do all the stuff. Then we'll just reconstruct all the views, which just yeets everything. Makes sense. Set up bones. Set up console. Yeah. Interesting. So that didn't make a difference, as expected. I would be very surprised if that made a difference. But I can see here that we are for sure actually adding it to the setup function. So that's verified in both code and in the editor inspector, which is starting to make me very confused. Is it something here that I'm like this function is just killing everything else? It's so weird. We can set up breakpoints on Gooey. I thought this would be really easy. There's obviously something I'm missing. Obviously, I have something missing. Or something that I'm missing. So let's go here. We can set a breakpoint here at the very least. We won't be able to step inside the breakpoint function. We can see, I guess, get nodes in group. You know what? We won't be able to see it. That's fine. So this is set up mapped bones. We can go on to the next one. Look at this. This is just load model. Okay. Oh, these don't even have any setup functions. That's okay. Yeah, we can just run through all of these. Yeah, move model, spin model, zoom model, reset model transform, model pose, a pose model, which has a setup function, by the way. All right, so now we're here. All right, let me step inside of it. Step inside. Ooh. Huh? What? Wait a minute. What? Hold on. Wait a minute. What? So why did it throw me here into this setup function here in button element? Isn't tracking, start face tracker? Oh, this doesn't have a, this is just an updatable label. This one doesn't have any setup associated with it. I feel like label updatable, I can probably remove that and then just replace it with its own setup function. It's interesting though. It's interesting. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. If you are not calling any function at all, then of course nothing will happen. Yeah. Actually, is button element the only one that has setup overridden? Why did I do that? Who made this? I made this. Input element. Why is button element the only one that has setup? Ooh. Ooh. What? View but yeah. Am I dumb? No, you should do a thing. Oh, is that because I don't want like this? I clearly left a note for myself. I'm trying to remember why. Because buttons almost never have a data bind, right? Buttons are almost always linked back to events instead. So if they did have a data bind, you would want to data bind it. So I'm trying to remember why I did this. Are any of these buttons? No. Okay. Props. Give me prop. Features. XML. Any buttons. See, these are all events. Yeah, like this will never have a data bind associated with it. Presets. Yeah, like there's an input button, sure, but pretty much like these, it doesn't matter what they're hooked up to. Yeah, they're just all hooked up to events. Yeah, all right. Well, say goodbye, button element. I don't know why I did this. Let's hope I figure out soon. Well, yeah, that's a breakpoint. That makes sense. Get sent. All right, it still didn't really work, but that's okay. Send me. So yeah, now we have A pose, so we can A pose, T pose. Go back to the duck. Okay. Yeah, see, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So it looks like on the first run, I think the GUI gets loaded before the model does. So we can fix that as well by doing this. And model. So we can yield until model loaded. And let's take out all the traces as well. We don't need the trace anymore. Tracing's for nerds. Yeah, that's okay. No, I gotta think. I gotta think. I believe the model is loaded. Yeah, actually, yeah, in this case, set up a pose. We need to run this manually once. So I need to grab the model first. So this is, I believe, yeah, this is just GUI. GUI. So let's change all occurrences. GUI. This is actually parent. So the element parent is just the GUI. That's okay. We can do the same thing here. We don't need to store like an ultra reference to it. We only need it for this one thing, which is to grab the model. Yeah, model. Just need to grab it once. Model is null. Then model equals GUI model. Actually, we don't need to do that either, right? We can just call, get out of here. Call on a pose model, or no, on model loaded a pose, and then we'll just pass in GUI model, right? Something like that, and then we'll do the same thing here. Yeah, okay. Except this needs to be T-pose. And then that should work properly on the first run. Nope. A broadcast custom prop toggled. What are you talking about? Pass argument type. All right. I mean, what is it expecting then? Is there an error? Did I make an error somewhere? It keeps giving me an error on this one, which doesn't make any sense. Give me a different error. Okay. Reload it. Base element. So there's only the one type of base element. What is this? Yeah, base element. Then this one should also be a base element. Yeah, like these are the same thing. Get out of here. All right. You don't get one of these then. That's fine. Where? Huh? And then we bring both these back. Eh? What? Why? It's correct. Huh? Is it you? Is it... I think it's you. I think it's you, VS Code. You're somehow passing... This should only be like a one-way pass, basically. So Godot tells you what's right or wrong. You don't get to tell Godot what's right or wrong. I think VS Code might be breaking. Very possible. Hide and paste now. Okay. Well, also very good. 42, 53. 53 here. A pose element. Oh, I did this in the wrong order. Yeah, like this, and then like this. Oops. Give that a run. Yeah, so reset pose, but then we can change to any other VRM model. And then we can A pose, T pose, however you want. We can even load in this one. Look at that. So we can T pose, A pose, T pose. Looking very relaxed, very natural. Yeah, okay, cool. Something got kind of corrupted when it on that last crash, I think. We'll just need to clear out the save data directory, I think. I think that might be a nice thing to have as well. It's just to be like, you know, you've done like a hard crash several times in a row. Would you like to clear out the save data directory? One of those or something. I don't know. Anyways, get status. I don't really know what's going on with this thing here, the Alicia Solid VRM. I feel like that has a tendency to like completely break. But it only changes sometimes. Maybe it's when I load in the model, something changes on disk, which doesn't make any sense. Yeah, actually, is that true? So if I just run the application, then nothing should change on disk. That makes sense. But here, if I load in the model now, did something change on disk? Oh my god. What are you doing? It's like on file access, something changes. That's so weird. Alright, so git checkouts, new branch. Let's call it feature. Add a pose button. What's the diff? Okay. Okay, so I actually do need to clean up a few things. Forgot. So, model XML, we take out the old reset model pose. Signal broadcaster, we do need to delete this part, as noted previously. What else? What else? I think there were several other things. In Gooey, made a change up here, so we no longer listen for reset model pose. Now it's just A pose, T pose. Reset model pose, that one, get rid of as well. Okay, I think we're good. So what's the diff look like now? I think it looks okay. Yeah, looks all right. Can't complain. Git commit add all. So what are we doing? We're doing add a pose button for VRM models. Push U origin. Feature add a pose button. All right, here's the hard part. I think that was it. He's done it. I'm not used to using a numpad, especially a numpad that I can't see. A lot of my passwords are done via like muscle memory. So the fact that I have to do it, like, not use my usual muscle memory, but like a learned, a kind of a forced muscle memory to know where the keys are on my keyboard, it's tough. But yeah, we can go to GitHub. Look at that, it's beautiful. Feature add a pose button, compare and pull request. Should be okay. What's the diff? So we changed this, we have an a pose button. T pose button is just, I guess, kind of a misnomer, right? It's not really a posing, it's more of just resetting it to the model defaults, which is a T pose, of course. Modify that script, modify the XML. Everyone loves XML. On T pose, A pose, T pose. Yeah, it looks pretty good, I think. Seems to work. Create pull request. Yeah, just merge it. Oh, no, send it. Ooh. Couldn't merge. All right, now merge it. Send it. Beautiful. Delete it. Bop it. Git. Check out masters. So that's one more thing off the list. So a pose button. Done. Instructions toast. All right, so everyone loves toasts, right? If you even know what a toast is. Oh, he's done it. Oh, he's done it. Somehow did it without even looking at the numpad. Actually mixed my use of numpad and just like regular number row as well. He's a madman. Someone needs to stop him. He can't be allowed to be this powerful. So let's add toasts. Everyone loves toasts. So a toast notification. A toast notification is one of those kind of annoying notifications that you see pop up in like your one of these things. One of these. Everyone loves a good toast. So right now, I only have pop-ups, which is okay, you know. Everyone loves a good pop-up. However, I think toasts probably make more sense. Right? I think pop-ups are nice if you want the user to like immediately pay attention to something. But in the current application, right? It actually has notification pop-ups for FXAA. So if you use FXAA with a transparent background, it will give you a notification on the first time you do it. However, and then it's only for the first time you do it per session, by the way. So you gotta think. I feel like something just that like pops up from the bottom for a little bit is probably better. It's probably better. And then we can use that for, I think for the FXAA thing, that probably makes sense. Cause you know, whatever. For start tracker, I'm probably going to leave it as the big pop-up notification. It only shows up on Linux because I need to delay you for enough time when you first run the application, right? So on first startup, or not first startup, but the first time you start the tracker on Linux, what it does is it creates a VNV, a virtual env, VENV, if you will. Not virtual env, which is a different thing altogether. Very confusing. But VNV, get it? Because you say V-N-E-N, it's pronounced N, and V again, VENV. Make one of those. Install all the packages into it, and then just run the tracker from that. So that's entirely necessary for Linux on the first run. Afterwards, you won't see it again unless we need to, you know, reinstall things because you've like deleted your data directory or something. But I think toast notifications are nice for important stuff that doesn't need important stuff that, you know, will always be in the regular logs. And there's also just like a slightly more advanced debug console for real-time output to see what's happening. So you click here, you can click on anything, right? Like we already have like a real pop-up, which is neat. Look at that, it's beautiful. It's so long as well. It's so long. I was pretty impressed with how I implemented the licenses pop-up. It's fairly elegant. It just works. I suppose you can't just click on, you know, double click like you would expect, but you know, you win some, you lose some. This still works decently well, and then you can just scrub through all the licenses. Don't need to define the licenses, it just looks for license files in a specified directory, of course. But it's also generated at runtime as well, so how neat. Let's see, toasts. Or I suppose, how do I do pop-ups right now? I don't remember. I believe they're stored here in app settings, XML. So yeah, there's FXAA. So that might be in app settings, GD. Yeah, okay, so that's the pop-up stuff. So yeah, ephemeral pop-up. Yeah, I remember. I remember. And then doesn't tracking.gd also has an ephemeral pop-up for... Maybe not. Maybe not. When do I show the pop-up for? Open the CGD. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So I show the pop-up whenever we create the venv, the VNV for the first time. So I think that's okay. Well, let's work on toasts. I think PNG tuber support might have to be pushed because I do want to get a new release out as well. this like, I guess PNG tuber support that can super back burner, but I guess it is like the eco mode option as well. So how would I do like a toast notification? A toast notification. Toast notification. Toast. So we pretty much have everything just kind of sitting in here, which is fine. You know, you have your file pop-up, you have your ephemeral pop-up. Licenses pop-up, which is a specific type of thing, unfortunately. Why did I do this separately? Yeah, I suppose like ephemeral pop-up could have used, or I can roll licenses pop-up into ephemeral pop-up. Like this, I think this is a good candidate for refactoring, possibly. Like it should probably just use the same logic as ephemeral pop-up, honestly. And then we just attach a funny little script to it. So like we traverse the directory, we get the text, we add a new label to it, and then we just kind of add it to the pop-up. So that should still work. Actually, no, that won't work for ephemeral pop-ups. Ephemeral pop-ups only have an accept dialog. Okay. Oh yeah, they're different things. Okay, well, you know, you tried. Tried our best. Try our best, don't succeed. You know. Let's see, we'll call this a toast. You know, toast. Well, let's call it toast for maximum confusion when I come back to it. Why do I do this to myself? So, what would you expect in a toast notification? I guess it would just be like another pop-up. Yeah, you know what? That might be okay. That might be okay. Like we can have toast just yeah, it'll I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Okay, no, we're not gonna repurpose the ephemeral pop-up as a toast. I feel like that should probably just be its own thing to make it easier to understand. Yeah. Right, but it'll still be its own kind of canvas layer at the very least, and then it will also destroy itself after a little bit. Yeah. I think the hardest part is like positioning it, right? So this will use a panel container, some sort of base element, I suppose. So we can let's put a base element. This is like a I'm thinking. Hold on. What if we do just a big control? Say goodbye, panel container. So we just have a control, full rect. then this control, this will, yeah, more or less your root node, and we'll slap the theme into there. So quick load, main theme, add a script to you. Don't make it a native script. Structured, send it. There's your toast. Everyone loves toast. Panel container. So we're not reusing a lot of logic, but that's okay. I think the anchors are going to be the most important part of it. Yeah. So it's not going to be this big, by the way. It's probably going to be like a 0.4. Maybe, yeah, 0.4 to 0.6. Yeah. 0.4 to 0.6 anchor points by default. Give it one of these. Oh no, 0.8. That's not how you do it. 0.8, point star, 0.8. Maybe 0.8 and a half. That looks pretty good, I think, in comparison to how much room it should actually be taking up on screen. And then, you know, position, that's pretty easy, is that we just kind of manually adjust it like so, right? Because that will kind of wiggle the margin around as well. Yeah. So we can just kind of tween between, get it? Like the top margin. Oh, that's not how you do it. So from there to up here again, right? So we'll kind of just slide in, if you will. But modifying the position would be ideal based on a factor of, that's tough, I don't know. Like it needs to go to, I don't know. So if I add a margin of 200 to you, and then add 200 to the bottom. Okay, so as long as I just move between these 2 points simultaneously, that should be okay. Yeah. And then just kind of also manually adjust this to be 0.95. So that can be 0.8, right? So it'll just kind of sit there on the screen. Maybe there's like a 0.975. And this can be like a, that's all right. Gives it enough room for the text. But still free enough to do whatever it wants. How does the toast look? Is this good enough? Hide your shame. It could be a bit wider. Could be a bit wider. So this is like 0.35. 0.75? Question mark? No. 6.5. Right? 15, yeah. Right. What do I set these things to? Are these actually just set to like 0.4? No, not 0.4, 0.3. I can't type. Can't type. 0.3 and then 0.7. Is that really what I set them to? I don't remember. That might be what I set them to. And it's also kind of bothering me how the margin's incorrect. There should be a margin of like 10. So it should be like 1. And the top anchor should be whatever the heck I had it to before, which is probably 0.5. Call it 8. Right, bottom margin of 10, and we'll figure the rest out later, or negative 10, shall we say. Right, that's looking okay. They can click out of it, and they'll go away. Yeah, so slap an hbox container into that. Then you'll have your toast message, and then the rest of it. Then you'll have the X button, I should say. So we'll have, I don't know, a label, I suppose. A label, size flags, expand, align left, yeah. Probably align left, and then it should also auto wrap. Then slap a button into there. And this will just be like the X button. Put another panel container into here, why not? So it looks consistent at the very least. So that's your label. This is your button. This should also expand, but also shrink a little bit. It's cold, man. It's not usually this small. Etc., etc. Yeah, okay, and then this will just be X. Looking good, looking good. Small X, small X. Look at that. Small X. Small X. Unfortunately, I need to provide a custom font if I want to increase the font size. Don't really feel like providing a custom font at this time though. It's kind of a pain. You can just be like close. It's just a close button. Close. Acknowledge. Okay. Close. Click it, nothing happens. Everyone loves that. Alright, so this is the close button. We'll just call it button for now. Ready, var close button. Right. Yeah, that's your close button. Let's actually rename it. This is close. Close. Technically a little bit shorter now. Func. Call it on. Close. I think we'll also want to have a tween attached to it as well. Yeah, so let's grab the tween. The gang is all here, pretty much. So we'll have the label. We'll have the close button, and then we'll have the tween. Yeah. So there's your tween, and so we'll need to set up some sensible defaults for this. Right. And then this is how it's going to look like. This is a test message. Right. So then when we run it, this is what it looks like. It's like, this is a test message. Wow. You know what? Get center aligned. Everything is just center align the entire thing. So this will just kind of slide up from the bottom. And then after a few seconds, we'll probably just slide back down. And then go away forever, right? So I think in the logger class, I can probably implement another message that's like a notify message, right? So everything that you, oh no, I've lost control of it because of the toast and how this eats your inputs. I hate how everything in Godot just eats your input by default. I wish it wouldn't. But yeah, so this will slide up whenever you have like a notification log, and then That's pretty easy to add, right? I've already added trace logs and all the other types of logs. Look at that. Say goodbye. So wait about 5 seconds, yeah, debounce. So these are just info logs, right? And then in release mode, then we'll just have, you know, only info logs, no debug, no trace, or only info and error logs, right? But then there's also notify logs that I guess will still be shown in the console as info, but they'll also trigger a toast to kind of slide up from the bottom, right? I think that makes sense. So let's start writing it out then, shall we? This one is pretty easy. I think if we just modify the position, like, I guess modifying the margin is easier to do. So we'll slide it up and then slide it back down. So let's make a note of where the initial positions are. So var, we can make it constant. So this is a toast final pause, final position. So this will be I guess it's technically like I can store the final position as a color, but I'm just gonna store it as a vector too. How do you spell vector 2? Vector 2 of 0 and -10. And then the toast initial position will have to be, like, we're just kind of messing with the margins, right? But then also messing with the anchors. So that's a bit tough. So the bottom, well, what happens if I mess with the anchor like that? No, hold on. It needs to go from the top. So slide it down. You know what? That might be easier. That might be easier, is to just kind of like push it down like that. So we just have like the top anchor V1, and then we just kind of tween it out to be like 0.8s. That's kind of a weird way of doing it. But I think I'm into it. I think I'm into it. All right, 0.8. 0.8. Right. So that's toast final, and then const toast initial position. So 1.0, and then this will be float 0.8, right? So start at 1, and then on ready, we'll do tween dot, what is it? Forget what it's called. Interpolate property. So interpolate property. So we need to interpolate the panel container. So on ready var, like the actual toast, which is a panel container, which contains all of our good stuff. So toast. That's not how you spell toast. Toast. What else is there? Node path. So what is this called? This is anchor top. Let me see if I remember the correct syntax. I remember this the syntax for interpolation is kind of weird. Hold on. So you need to use node path syntax. Yeah, so if you want to, yeah. So this is the scene tree, but then if you want to access the property of a property, then you need to use like colons instead. Yeah, I remember that being kind of one of the weird ones. Anchor top. So anchor top will be 1.0. Final value. Well, why am I doing this? It should just be toast. Initial toast final. Then what else? Duration. Tween duration. Probably have it like a nice leisurely 0.3. That's a good one. 0.3 is a not bad. It's a tween duration. Yeah, and then I don't know. All these are fine. Beautiful. And then tween start. Yeah, start. And then on close, we'll just do whatever the current toast position is, and then back. So you can preemptively close the toast if you want. It doesn't matter to me. So it'll be toast. For some reason, I just can't spell toast. Anchor top to toast initial position. Right, something like that. So when we start, oh, it's not hooked up. I knew that. I think I did see it kind of slide into view though, which is nice. Let's hook it up beforehand. I think 0.3 is also pretty fast. 0.4, we'll call it 0.4, maybe 0.5. A 0.5 duration toast it sounds really sluggish to me, but maybe I'm the weirdo. So this is on pressed, so on close, so we I like that. So it just kind of slides into view and then just kind of slides back out. That's fun. That's fun. Okay, so now we just need a way to call it at this point. That's fun. I like doing UI programming. Mostly because it's not something I get to do very often. Yeah, and you know what? I think because this is so simple, I could actually make this like, you know, like, would you like to rate this on the App Store? Give us give us 5 stars. Give it a star and get home, etc., etc. Something like that. That might be kind of cool. Right, so it doesn't even need to have a label attached to it. It could have like literally anything else. Yeah. So this is a label toast for now. Let me see. What do we want to... What do we want to add to this? Probably like probably some way to actually update the label. That would be a good one. Because currently there's no handle on the label. So let's grab it. Toast, close button, unready var label. Oh. So there's your label. Right. Var label text. Nothing. So label.text is equal to label underscore text. Yeah. So test message will no longer be there because we're not setting it to anything, but it will just kind of slide up, which brings me a lot of joy for no reason. And then we can close it. Whee! And because we're just abusing the Godot UI, so we also just get the animation for free. How nice. Cool. Oh, my drink is empty. I will be right back. BRB. Hello, it's me. It's me. I'm back. Wow. So, let's get right back to it. So we'll need some layer to handle, I guess, like toasts. I guess that could be offloaded to the app manager. So toast. Go to app manager, right? So there's, yeah, okay. I got confused. I was like, app settings? App settings? Who made this? Also, I think model type can probably be taken out as well. Let's actually try that out. I don't think app settings does, or model type uses anything, so say goodbye. God, I love that animation. Probably because it's like it unfolds itself, which is funny to me. Maybe I'm just like really uninteresting, but yeah. So we can load in different presets. Look, a pose, go back to this pose, mess with the main light, so we just consistently bright. Okay, cool. So we could create another toast manager, or we could create a toast manager. I'm probably not gonna do that though. I could make like a notification manager, but there's not really there's not a great reason for that. So I think I'm just going to, you know what? I think it probably makes sense to make a separate management class to hold all this. And I'll tell you the reason why. It's because if you have multiple notifications, multiple toast notifications all at the same time, I don't think you would want those notifications to kind of overlap on each other. And I think I also, like, I don't like it when you have like toast notifications that just kind of like, they kind of push each other, boop, 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 and then just kind of slowly fills up your screen. I think I'd rather just have it so be like, you know, you click close and then the next one pops up. Oh, okay, here's another message. Oh, okay, here's another message. Oh, okay, here's another message. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know what? But that means that this needs to be a node, because it needs to have access to. That's tough. It needs to have if it wants to be able to push things to the scene tree, it needs to have access to the scene tree, which it won't. See, this is a reference, right? Because these don't need anything. These just kind of exist. What do you think? We gotta think now. What we could do is add another thing to Signal Broadcaster. Signal Broadcaster. Nah, that's tough. That's tough. You know what? We're just gonna add this straight to the app manager. It's okay. I don't really have a notification manager, which would just be like the toasts. Actually, you know what? Yeah. You know what? That does make sense to have. I was gonna say I was gonna like call it a toast manager, but that doesn't make much sense. Make it a notification manager. So this is something the app manager is going to have to keep track of for sure, because it is just kind of slapping things onto the main screen. That's okay. So we'll create a new node. Or it actually doesn't need to be a new like node scene. Yeah. Stop, please. I don't want to make any more native scripts, please. But this will be like a notification manager, right? So that is your notification manager. Slap that into here, go back to app manager. We'll load all of these. So onReady var nm. Oop, hold on. Notification manager. Notification manager. Give this a class name. Why not? We're already in this deep. Right, notification manager. Then we'll add you here. onReady. Whoa, no. Actually, it should not be an onReady var. This is a just nm notification manager is equal to load one of these. No, can't do that. Well, yeah, we could. So we'll just have to instance it. Yeah, that's fine. And then here, we'll just need to add it. So nm, or we'll call like add child nm, one of these, right? And then this will just kind of sit there. And so anything that's showing pop-ups should go through the notification manager. So this is like func show pop-up. So this is some sort of text, right? And then show toast, which is pretty much the same thing, except uses a different resource. All right, so what were the two things that used pop-ups? So you, OpenCGD. So we can load this in as a preload. So const ephemeral pop-up. So this is some sort of packed scene preload, one of these, right? And then we'll grab the toast. God, I did love just calling it a toast. The name gives me so much joy. Preload one of these. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, right? So this should work. So then we'll need to have like the current notification or like the current pop-up. I suppose we can pop up something at the same time as I don't know. So if you had a toast notification come up at the same time as your ephemeral pop-up, which one would you expect to be on top? I actually don't know. Like I feel like you would want your toast notification to be on top, so we'll give these layers of like, I don't know, like 22. What is it? 20? We'll call it 24. Or no, this one we'll call it 1, right? Call it 1 for now. But this one we'll call it 24. And then we'll call it the only funniest number after that. 25. That's a spicy joke. I thought it was funny. What am I talking about? Var current pop-up. Does this have a class name? No, it does not. That's fine. It doesn't matter. We'll be eating it at some point anyways. These are both canvas layers. Canvas layer. They'll be uninitialized. Everyone loves a good null pointer, right? And then this is current toast, also a canvas layer. Right. And then, I think what I want to happen is that you'll just, this won't use the signal broadcaster at all, since, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, all items need, or I guess all the other parts of the application, all they need to know is that the notification manager manages notifications, right? The notification manager does not need to, you know, talk back at all. I mean, I guess it could, right? The notification manager can broadcast a signal out saying that, like, hey, like, we're done. But for the most part, there doesn't need to be any, like, constant communication, I guess. So notification manager will just be accessed directly because it's just on the app manager, which is my singleton manager. So whenever we need to create a new pop-up, we will just call this thing directly. So we'll go to app manager, notification manager dot show pop-up. So first time setup, creating venv, right? And so this, in theory, should replace this line of code. So instead of just creating pop-ups manually, we'll just push it to the notification manager. And then the notification manager will just handle the scheduling, right? So there's the current pop-up, there's your current toast, and then we'll have a var pop-up queue, which is just gonna be an array. Yeah. We'll pre-initialize this, and then this is the toast queue. Yeah, there we go. And then there's not really too many items that we need to, like, I don't know. there's not too much stuff that we need to put in here. If we need to make it more complicated, then we can always just make it like dictionaries, or if they start to get really complicated, we can even throw together like an inner class or like a, you know, a notification data thing that we store in here. But that's straying pretty far into heavy Java territory, which you never want to be in. But the idea here, so we're not going to see my current change just yet. Oh no, non-existent function instance. Oh, I loaded the wrong thing. No, I didn't. This is new. Haha, that's correct. Boom. So we instance it, boom, there's your toast. There's no message in it just yet because I am just kind of loading it in brute force. Boom. Oh, I love how it looks. I don't know why. Actually, you know, on the toast, let's mess with the tween options. So, I don't know. I don't really know what any of these do though. Tween transitions, I don't know, bounce sounds pretty good. And then ease in, ease out. I know the easings I understand. The transition types, I don't quite understand what they do. Oh, that was sick. Bring me back. Send me. That's really fast, actually. Hold on. If we do just one, right? How does that look? God, on the exit, the exit's really slow, but when it's oh, you know what? If we do it like this, ooh, just the bottom part, right? Hooray for toast. Did I do this wrong? Oh, I did do this wrong. Hold on. Initial position. Initial position. And then we kill it. Oh, and that, yeah, oh, you know what? Forgot I was causing a memory leak. All right, so we do need to also tween connect. What is it called? Tween. I think it's all completed. That's the easier one to connect to. Yeah, on tween completed. On tween completed. Okay. On tween. I apologize, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. I've changed my keyboard. So all my keybinds are all kind of messed up. Tween all completed is easier. Tween completed just looks for the object and the key, but we're only tweening a single property, so it doesn't matter. So on tween complete, well, then we'll just queue create. Yeah. Right, because creating new instances is cheap. Boing. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Oh no. We want to connect to this one. Yeah. So on close, that's when we connect to tween complete. Oh, that looked horrible. What the heck was that? It's like a weird stutter step. I don't think I want transition bounce. All right, give me what are the deets on transition? So Godot, Tween, and then you're gonna give me information on transition types, probably. I've seen something about this. What is it called? I don't know. Elastic sounds pretty good. I don't really know. I'll have to find it. I have seen like an infographic that kind of explained how like the transition types work. I just don't remember what it. I don't have it saved, I think. But like that looks really bad. I wonder if it's also the easing that's bad. So like ease. I feel like we want to ease in for both. Ease in. Oh, that just looks horrible then. Weep. Why is the positioning kind of messed up now? So there's your initial position. Yeah. Ever since I added this stuff, now it's kind of broken. Right, because it's just the anchor top that I'm messing with. Is the elastic? All right, well, let's change it back to linear. Translinear, that's fine. I don't know. It was working before. Yeah, see, that looks okay. I mean, it's kind of sluggish now that I've gotten a taste of what it could really be looking like, you know? I'm avoiding using high DPI mode. Weep. Weep. You know what? That's okay. I like that. I kind of like that. I'm kind of into it. Kind of into it. I don't know. Trans sign. Give me a sign. That looks about the same as linear, not gonna lie. Elastic wasn't very good. Bounce is pretty bad. I don't know, trans back, I don't know. Just trying things at this point. What do these all look like? Does anyone have a link? See, that looks horrible. Why does this one, ooh, what was that? It's like messing with parts of the thing. I don't know, man. It's like anything that has to do with like a bounce kind of messes with Yeah, anything that has a bounce built into it kind of messes with the positioning, which I don't want. Yeah, you know what? I think cubic was okay. Let's just use cubic and call it there, and then we should be good to go afterwards. Yeah, okay, cool, that's good enough. And then it frees itself, etc. Then in the notification manager, I think if there is something in the queue, right, I think I should just have toasts continue to persist, right, if there's nothing in the queue. But if there is something in the queue, then we should start to display, like, you know, it's about to be deleted, you better better read it, you know, something like that. So we can do something, we can make that work as well by adding a VBox to this. We're making this really fancy. So boom, right, now everything is broken. All the pathing is broken. So go back to give me toast. So close button, this is broken now. Label, broken. Panel container, not broken. All right, but is it called a progress bar? It is called a progress bar. Oh baby. So this is just the default progress bar. Love to see that. All right, so let's start messing with it. Progress bar, progress. I think that's one of the few things that you can listen for if you're trying to figure out if someone's Canadian. One of the things I've learned is that you know, people from, or I guess like also, like, you know, the United States Midwest tend to also have that kind of Canadian accent. You know, progress, status, things like that. All right. Background, foreground. Background probably going to be style box. I'll make it a flat style box, right? I'll make it pretty dark. Actually, we'll just use the whatever the main style box is. Yeah, there's your main style box. Then your foreground is going to be another style box, flat. We'll make it somewhat nice. 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 No percent visible. But it will just kind of like slowly tick upwards, if that makes sense. What's the theme? It doesn't quite match. Let's make this let's quick load the main style box. Then we'll make unique. All right, we'll just make this bright, right? 169, because we're very, very serious here, as you can tell. Yeah. Okay. So what does this look like? Boom. All right, that looks horrible. But I don't want it to be equal spacing. Okay, so this one, yeah, something like that. Oh, you know what? Flip these. So when you have a toast on screen, it will go away after like, call it like 5 seconds or something. It'll just kind of like, and then automatically close itself. Or you can do that. Whee! It'll just kind of slide out of existence. Yeah, one of these. I like that. I like that. That's fun. Progress bar, which is a, guess what? Progress bar. Yeah, there we go. Now, do I have any things on this? Range, do we have any signals? Value change, no. Okay, so we do need to, I think we do need to like actually count. So func, what was it called? Process. Right, so there's your process function. Var should, well, I think all of these should just kind of have a lifetime associated with it. So we'll call it, this is just 5 seconds, right? 5? Yeah? We'll call it 10. Why not? We'll call it 10. So we'll do if progress bar value is less than progress bar max value, then progress bar value plus equals delta, right? Otherwise, and then we'll have to have a flag here as well. So like is closing bool false. Otherwise, we need to call, you know, is closing is equal to true, and then just kind of simulates an on close request. And then we also don't want to allow you to close the thing more than once. So on close, so let me see. If not is closing. Yeah, just to make it simple. Like we could move this up into just like an if elif statements, but like, you know, we don't need to. And then here we just need to check to see like if is closing, then we just return. Otherwise, is closing is equal to true, right? Something like that. You know what? Let's just make this into an elif statement. It's easier for everyone involved. Yeah, one of those. I think that makes sense, right? Yeah, look at that. Boing. I like that. I like that. I like that. And then this can have a signal attached to it. So signal closing or closed, right? So we'll just emit signal closed. Yeah, there we go. Then a notification manager. Whenever we show a new toast, we will do, you know, current if current toast is not null, then toast q dot append text. And then we'll need to have a few connecting functions. So like on pop-up closed and then on toast closed, right? So func on pop-up closed. Func on toast closed. Right? So current toast is not null, which means that we have something that's currently being shown. Then we'll just add it to the queue. Otherwise, we'll hit it with, wait, wait a minute. Oh, then we need to, I think we need to have a wrapper. These are just wrapper functions, I guess. So then we'll have interior show pop-up. And then interior show toast. Yeah, okay. So if current toast is not null, then we'll just we won't do anything else. Well, I guess we don't need the else, then we'll just early return, right? Otherwise, we'll show toast text, right? And then similarly for pop-up, if current pop-up is not null, then pop-up queue append text, right? Then early return. Otherwise, we'll just show whatever we got here. Then for the toast stuff, we'll hit it with one of these. So current toast is equal to toast instance, oh baby. These just need a label text and then we slap them into wherever they need to be. Current toast dot label text is equal to, oh, hold on, this is the wrong one. Show toast. Interior show toast. This will just be equal to text. And then just hit it with an add child current toast, right? Then that will start the entire cycle over again. Yeah. Now you're thinking. Emit signal closed. So we'll do the same thing for this. So show pop-up, blah, blah. So this is current pop-up is equal to ephemeral pop-up instance. So current pop-up. Okay, well, hold on. Pop-up text is equal to text. And then, yeah, that's easy. Just add child current pop-up, right? I think we will need to pop front though, which is unfortunate. So it is gonna be, it's a queue when all we have is a stack. That's okay though. We'll do show pop-up current, or this will be pop-up key pop front, right? Or if pop-up queue, hold on, if not pop-up queue empty, and then this one is if not toast queue empty, then we'll want to show a toast. So toast queue pop front, right? Nothing really to do in ready, but there we go, right? So main screen, instead of just showing a toast immediately, oh, I don't think it's main screen, it's app manager. Why am I showing a toast? It's because of this toast here in the main screen. Okay. So in main screen, we can still go to this script and just show a toast anyways, it doesn't matter. Or, no, in app settings, give me app settings. We can do this. So grab all of this, disable it, grab the text. Then we'll do app manager, notification manager, show pop-up. Whatever this is. One of these. Yeah, let's give that a try. I think that came out pretty well. I mean, that makes sense to me, right? Boom. 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 Nothing to show. Sick. Also didn't show a toast. Alright. Yeah, alright. Well, there you have it, yeah, I guess. App manager, NM. Show toast. I just love calling it a toast. Welcome to Open C Base GD exclamation mark, right? And that's, yeah, I mean, there it is. There's your toast, and it just kind of slides out. God, I love it. You know what? That's probably what I'm gonna use for the FXAA thing as well. So we're not gonna show. I think the only thing that I need to show a pop-up for is the starting on Linux. Like, so there's things that require your attention, and then there are things that, you know, you can just click out of if you want, you know, in case you need more of an explanation. But there are things that I need you to stop and read, and then we can pop this. Right. You. Oh, okay. So that didn't work. Huh. Hold on. That didn't work, which is interesting. So welcome to OpenCFace GD. What do we got? Are we showing a toast yet? Oh, I didn't connect it. I didn't connect them. They need to be connected. I forgot. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. Current pop-up, connect, close, self, on, pop-up, closed, current toast. It's not how you spell connect. Connect, closed, self, toast closed. Yeah, that's what we want. Yeah, there we go. Boom, boom. Just like toggle it on and off really quickly. Take a look. Look at that, it's beautiful. I love it. There's your toast. There's your toast. So some things show a toast, or I guess just like a notification, I suppose. And then we can add something to logger as well. So logger, there's like a notify. We can have a notify option, which is the highest level, which will also always be there. So notify. Log type notify. So notify will still be like an info log, but we'll do notif. Yeah, notify. So we'll still log something, I guess. So message and then log type notify. Right? But then we'll also do something kind of special with this, which is we'll also show a toast, I guess. So we'll have a notify type. So enum notify type. So of course you have none, toast, which is the preferable one, and then pop up, poop up, pop up, right? And so we'll need to have a few options. So notify type, some sort of integer that will default to notify type toast. So match notify type, no, notify type. So there is a notify type toast. So we'll just hit you with an app manager nm show toast, whatever your message was. Actually, no, we shouldn't be doing it here, right? We should be doing it somewhere else. Notify. So we can kind of overload this, right? We're going full Python, basically. Notify type int, so equal to notify type none, right? So there's log type info, then log type notify. So it'll be roughly the same as that, but then we'll also make a call to app manager. Ooh. Well, I think we need to match on. We'll need to match on the notify type, right? So match notify type. So there's notify type toast, which is app manager, notification manager, show toast, show the message, right? Then notify type pop up, app manager. Oh, and you know what? This now allows me to just use the logger for everything. Oh baby, he's accidentally designed a beautiful system. How does he do it? How does he do it? I have no idea, but it's happening. It's happening. All right, but also, check it out. So if we pass in an invalid notify type, we should make an error, show an error during a during debug execution. Of course, that should never ever happen. I don't know when that would ever happen, but you know, you never know. Stranger things have happened. But now we can do app manager logger notify. Right? Something like that. And then FXAA, we can also change that to, so we don't like explicitly show the toast. Now it's logger notify. And then it'll just be a toast by default. So everything will be a toast except for OpenCFace GD, which needs to be app manager nm. Ooh, hold on, that's not right. Ooh, he's making some errors. Logger and notify. Then this is app manager. Logger notify type. Pop up. Right, there we go. Beautiful. Send it. Ah! Where? That should have been a toast. Oh, I forgot to forgot to send in the notify type. All right. Yeah. Notify type. All right, now we're good. Look at that. Boing. Oh no. Okay, wait. That's not right. So I've done this in the wrong order. Let's flip the order around. Yeah. There we go. Boing. Oh. So there's your... Do I automatically prepend? Oh, I do. Maybe I don't want to do this. Maybe I should just... that's tough. I need to think about that. I need to think about that. Maybe... That's a bit tough. That's a bit tough, because I don't want... If I'm notifying you, I don't need to send the message, like, again, right? I think I should just handle it like that. So we'll log, and then we'll also show a notification. Add this to you, so we'll just treat those logs all the same. We don't need to have a notify type anymore. How nice. Something broke. This broke, that's okay. Yeah, so notify type toast, so we should always be doing that correctly. Yeah, so this actually does send something, or this should be sending something to the console, but for some reason it didn't. It's a bit weird. Ooh. 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 Show toast. That should have worked. So it sends it immediately, which makes sense. Yeah. Hold on. So first things first, on log. App settings. So there's the console setup. On log. Okay, this is the problem. So label auto wrap is true. Right? That's easy. That's an easy fix. Welcome to OpenCFace GED. Close. Send me. Goodbye. Now, use FX. Am I not... Did I not change that yet? Did I not change that yet? Ooh, oh, because that should still be fine. Logger notify toast. Interesting. Close. Give me a log here. Then we'll go to app settings. Boom. 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 Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So on close of the current toast, is it not queue freeing the toast? So these two things should be causing it to close appropriately. That's fine. All right, send it. Send me, I don't care. See if I care. Close it. Then we don't have any toasts. Go to app settings. Boom. That seems wrong. I don't know. Well, go to app manager. Notification manager. Current toast empty. Yeah. Yeah. Show toast. Yeah. Go to FXAA. Boom. No toast. And also no console. Oh, wait, hold on. Boom, boom, boom. Current toast is not null. Hey, current toast is null. Eh? What? That doesn't make any sense. Right, the current toast is null. Hey. I guess we can check for the size of the current toast. There's no toast. It should be, if current toast is equal to null. What? But there's no toast. Current toast. Hold on. All right. Well, I think if we want to make this work, then so we can has pop up. We can just have a flag, right? So false, right? Bar has toast. Bool false, right? So whenever we show a toast, we, has toast is equal to true, right? And then this one is has pop up is equal to true as well. Wait, no. No, wait, what am I doing? This one. And then this one. Has pop up. False, that's pretty easy. And then has toast is equal to false. One of those. Yeah, that should work, probably. So close that. That's fine. Nothing, huh? Oh, because I didn't change the check. So this needs to be, don't do a null check anymore. So it's if has, if not, has pop up. Or no, it's just if has pop up, right? If has pop up, and then this one is if has toast. Yeah, that should be okay. Boom, boom. Close that. Close the toast. Boom. Yeah, there we go. So it logs it in the console and then also just shows you the toast as well. Yeah, there we go. I like that. I think that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. And then we can use that for a bunch of things as well. Just need to make sure not to like overload the toast count. Yeah, okay. So let's go to here. Git add all. Git restore. Stop adding Alicia. I don't wanna. I feel like Windows does something when it, or git restore staged assets VRM. Windows, whenever it opens up a VRM file, it kind of like mangles it for some reason. I don't quite understand why. Git commits. So add notification manager and toast notifications. Oh no. I feel pretty productive after doing that, but I don't know why. It feels good though. It feels good. We're just gonna push that straight to master. I don't care. There we go. Just get pushed. I don't care. Feels bad though. Hope I don't break the build. I think something that does need to be done is probably updating the controls, and then also oh, you know what? I need to add a toast for pressing spacebar after the after you pressed open C face whatever here. Or probably like a timer or something, like a global timer, like a delay toast, right? A delayed toast. Yeah, I think we can do this, right? So app manager logger notify, press spacebar to recenter the model. If it's not looking correct. All right, we'll just give it a shout. That should be okay, right? That's logger, notify, etc. So that should be okay. So we're just gonna push this all to master. I don't care. Haven't seen any commits from any of the contributors, so should be okay. No one is going to notice. No one will be no one will be the wiser, right? Add toast for pressing spacebar when starting the tracker. Get pushed straight to master. As all good developers do. Yeah, so where's my repository? Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Look at that. It's beautiful. He's done it. What are the other branches I've been working on, by the way? So there is... Oh, I've already done this, so we can delete some of these branches. Anything that's already merged, we don't need it. All right, look, it's just that easy. So there's toasts, right? He's done it. Now the only thing left is, you know, PNG tuber stuff. And then that's probably a good release for, yeah, that's probably like a good enough release for a 7.4. Yeah. All right, because the current version is 7.3. But what if 7.4? And I think there are some good commits ever since 7.4 as well. So we look at the commit history. Where is 7.4? I forget when I released it. Where's the tag? There should be a tag somewhere. I don't remember how to find tags in GitHub though. I know what they look like in Bitbucket. Where's the tag? How many days ago is it? It's like 19? What's today? 16? So it's November 27th. Should be the last release. There's no tag. Who made this? That's fine. Yeah, but there is. I think there's a pretty good amount of good enhancements for a 7.4 release. You know what? I have time. I have time if you have time. Let's see if we can do just really basic PNG tuber stuff. That'll be fun. Let's see. What is PNG? Well, I guess what is? Let's do some market research first. What is the most popular PNG tuber software? PNG tuber software. Yes. Top tools tagged PNG tuber. Oh baby, we can do this, right? Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, you know, probably a lot of this is actually based off of microphone inputs. What game engine are they using, by the way? Oh, they're using Godot. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Gazotuber. Discord style reactive image, bouncy animation, shakes when screaming. Which I'm assuming is just when you peek your mic like this and you talk really close to it, so you... Actually, my mic levels are okay. Maybe when I just whisper this is alright. Yeah. I think this might be nice to, I mean, it's not open source, so. Whatever. Do not care. I think if it was already open source, I would look to collab. But it's not. So. Doesn't look too hard. It does need to use your microphone, and then we need to, you know, see how loud it is, etc., etc. I wonder, with the current UI, where would you expect it to be? Since I just kind of start you, you know, on the start screen. We haven't, like, welcome to OpenCFH GD file. And it just kind of yeets itself out of existence. Boom, boom. God, I love the toast. Oh, it's so cool with the animations and all that. Yeah, I don't know. Probably like load model is probably the... I don't know. That actually sounds like it's gonna be kind of hard since the application is built with the assumption that you want to use a 3D model. So it's almost like it's like I need to have like a splash screen, you know, like click here if you want 3D, click here if you want 2D, you know. I can't really think of a better way of doing it because, you know, model almost implies that it's gonna be 3D. And then also, right, I have this set up already, which is just, you know, the main screen, which is what you've been seeing so far. I think we can still do, I think we can do kind of like a scuffed, a super scuffed PNG tuber, because I think a lot of PNG tuber stuff relies off of microphone input. But here's the idea. Here is the idea. What if we still haven't used your webcam? It'll be, and you can turn down the webcam input, so, but it'll still kind of like very slowly track your webcam inputs, right? And then just kind of move the PNG around on the screen. I think that's kind of, that's an idea. That's an idea. And then, yeah, you know what? I think I've got it. I think that makes a lot of sense. That sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know how many people would really be into that though, but you know, I guess that's not really why I do things in the first place, right? You know, if I was doing things that people would like to actually watch, I would, you know, not stream this kind of development. Let's see. How would I do that though? I would need to have a separate type of model. So let's create a new branch, right? So this will be get checkout PNG feature PNG tuber. PNG tuber. It says PNG tuber, but I don't know. Does Godot actually support playing GIFs? Or Godot GIF? Sure. Way to use GIF or external information or external animation, and then there's this Phoenix Wright character called Godot. Ooh. Any way to import GIFs? That's not how animations are used in most game engines. Most use sprite sheets. So you convert your GIF to a series of images. 6 years ago. What the heck? Any way to import GIFs? Script to convert GIFs to animated textures. What do you got? Is there a way to unpack GIFs in Godot? Is this me, by the way? Oh, this is me. This is me. Okay. He's done it. SEO, get. He's done it. How is he so good? All right, well, my post is not gonna be informational for what I need it for. Does not support importing GIFs. Technically worse format compared to PNG. I guess, yeah, I guess what you'll need is a way to unpack a GIF into multiple sprites. How would I do that? Well, that sounds tough. Anyways, we are on a separate branch. So, feature PNG tuber, but like it's not really like true PNG tuber. It will be kind of a mix of using your microphone input and also just relatively low webcam tracking, or it can be high webcam tracking. It doesn't really matter, because I think what you see with a lot of PNG tuber software, right, is that they don't actually use face tracking. So they don't, you know, even if you do have a functional webcam, I think what happens is that, you know, they just don't have a model they feel comfortable using, or they prefer how their image looks. So with the PNG tuber stuff, right, it'll be one, listening to your microphone if you want, or two, it can be, you know, also, or there's three options, right? You just uses your microphone, just uses webcam input. So it tries to map, you know, face tracking data, and then it makes your PNG kind of move left to right, you know, if you have an open mouth, sprites or not, etc. Or you can use both at the same time. Now, isn't that cool? Right? So it's an evolution. It's an evolution of the entire PNG tuber thing. So let's see. First things first is to allow for loading models. So try load model, get extension. So there's GLB, VRM, text scene, and I think I'm only going to, honestly, I'm probably only going to allow PNGs and maybe JPEGs. Does Godot support importing JPEGs? Import JPEG. So Godot can import the following image formats: JPEG, PNG. How about runtime import? Okay, you know what? That's okay. Runtime import. Godot. What was it called? It's image, Godot image docs. So image. Yeah. So this needs to be satisfied. So load BMP, JPEG, PNG, TGA, WebP. So these are the only formats I can support probably. All right. So let's move forward with that in mind, I guess. So if you have a PNG, that's what I'm going to support first and foremost. Ooh, press the wrong button. So there's PNG, and then we'll just go down the list, right? So there's, I guess JPEG is okay. JPEG. Yeah. JPEG. I don't know why you have your JPEG named with JPEG with the E in it, but you know, you like what you like. I don't know what a TGA is, but it looks like Godot supports it. And then there's WebP. I don't know why you would have a WebP, but you know, what you do with your P is your problem. JPEG. Yeah, I mean this is entirely based off of whatever your file extension is, so it doesn't matter. So there we go. Yeah, that's the first part. If you try to load in one of these, it'll, you know, I think, you know, I let you import you know, texture props already. Like that's already a thing you can do. But I think if you try to load this in as your model, I will turn this into a 3D model, basically. So it's not going to be as efficient, shall we say, as it won't be as efficient as, you know, something less efficient. that's just a horrible way of putting it, but you know, It won't be as efficient as 2D, but you know, there's trade-offs. If you want something that's less technically capable, but also is more runnable on low NPCs, aka potatoes at this point, really. And there's other pieces of software out there for you, really. So this will inherit from basic model. We'll call this one PNG tuber, ping tuber, my favorite kind of potato. Ping tuber extends basic model, class name, ping tuber, PNG tuber, tuber. Let me see. Where are we at here? So close everything. I don't care. Open up basic model. You will be ping tuber. Just gonna call it ping tuber, honestly. So we have everything from basic model. And then what I'm kind of expecting is that we'll have a sprite. So in here, or I guess just here, model display screen, right? We will create a new sprite 2D. Actually, hold on. What is this gonna look like? So let's just start mocking this out. So we'll have a spatial, right? That's what I always do. Then we'll create a sprite 3D. Then what do we do from here? But then we need to create a new texture, set the texture, but inside of that texture, we need to set an image. Okay. So var, spatial is equal to just a spatial new, I guess. Right, and then we'll need a texture, which is just, guess what? It's gonna be a texture new. Wow. And then an image. Wow. Who would have guessed? It's amazing. All right. Now here's the hard part. Is that we need to load that file path. Which is gonna be a bit tough. So what's the syntax? What's the syntax? So looking at, oh no. Okay, load PNG from buffer. Okay. So I believe when you load an image at runtime, you can just hit it with, actually, I don't know. Godot, load image at runtime. I've done this before, I just don't remember how to. Actually, I already do this actually during the Gooey stuff, right? Is that, yeah, on add custom prop. Yeah. So I've done this. Create prop. Send me. Yeah, he's done it. Yeah, PNG, JPEG. So we create a new texture. Image texture, by the way. So image texture. Image. And then we'll hit it with if image load. Yeah, I guess we'll just load it from whatever path we pass in. So this should be okay, hopefully, unless it doesn't exist. So if image load is not okay, then, I guess we shouldn't do anything. Try load model. When do we hit it with a try load model? Try load model. Wait a minute. Model display screen. Gooey. Don't I have like a load model kind of thing already implemented on here as well? A load model. Bum, bum, bum. Set file. Oh, okay. Yeah, try. This uses whatever is just, yeah, model resource path. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. So then if this doesn't work, then we'll just load the default model, I guess. And then we'll also pop up with like a toast or something. Yeah, and then we'll hit it with a app manager, logger, notify. I don't know, unable to load in PNG tuber file. Yeah, something like that, right? I guess it's not really like a PNG tuber file, it's just like a single image. Oh, that's tough. We can think about it. We can think about it. That's kind of tough though, right? Because unless I want to define like almost my own data format for storing all the different PNGs you can have, this could be kind of tough. This could be kind of tough. Well, let's think about it, right? Because it won't just be PNGs, JPEGs, any of these. I think it'll be other things as well that you'll probably want to associate with it. That's, can be honest, I haven't really thought about the architectural design of just loading in images. Yeah, we'll think about it. We'll think about it. Anyways, that should be fine, and then we just hard return. That's okay. Then, here in, where was it? I was looking at it before. Gooey. Load model. No, it's create prop. Create prop. Where is create prop? Create prop. Where are you at? Don't do this to me. I know you exist. It's here. This is it. Create prop. Alright. So, texture creates from image, whatever image we loaded in here. Then, I think that's okay, right? Right, then we'll need a sprite 3D because we're just kind of creating this from out of thin air, more or less. So this is a sprite 3D equals a sprite 3D. Wow. And then sprite 3D texture. That's not how you spell texture. Texture is equal to texture. Wow. All right, wait. Where do I add this? Do I just add this as a child? How do I usually do this? Text scene, no. Oh, it's model. Model, what is model? I've been just working with the same model this entire time. Var, model skeleton. This does not have a skeleton, that's okay. There is no skeleton. This might break a lot of things. Now that I'm looking at it with a closer eye, this might break a lot of this might break a bunch of stuff, but let's see if it works. So this is just the model. This should be okay. I might have to create an entirely like different scene with like entirely different logic. That's kind of what I'm worried about. I don't want that to happen though. Add child, sprite 3D. And yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Yeah. 3D. I mean, that's it at the most basic. So we can actually try that out right now. Oh, geez. What happened? That's okay. Get sent. So, load model, right? We look at, I don't know, where's dev? Dev, we'll look at OpenSea Face GD. We're gonna look at assets and then just icon PNG. All right, so what happened? Non-existent function, add child in base nil. Oh, okay, this is the model, I guess. This is the model. Okay, that's how I structured this. Yeah. He's remembering now. All right, so icon. Well, okay. Model skeleton. So this is in the ready function. It's a bit tough. I think I'll need a mapping between... Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I think if I want it to just work, I'm going to have to write a mapping between the two things. Or, oh, you know what? I am also just missing the script. So there's the PNG tuber script. Boom, 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 boom. PNG tuber. PNG tuber. Where are you at? You're here. So there's the VRM loader. So PNG tuber script path. One of these, right? So we will attach a script to you in the same way that we make VRM kind of work. So we do model dot set script load in whatever the heck this is. Yeah. And then in PNG tuber, we just won't do anything, right? To kind of, you know, well, I guess we can kind of mock out everything. So PNG tuber will have like a skeleton. So this extends basic model, right? So you'll already have a skeleton. Find node, and then this will do nothing. Oh. Okay. We're thinking. That's okay. That's okay. It's me. Yep. Looking pretty good. Oh no. Well. You know what? That's like halfway there. That's halfway there. That's pretty close. I don't think PNG tuber can extend basic model. I think this needs to extend like a spatial or something. Unfortunately. Yeah. Like this needs to be some sort of spatial instead. Like there's almost no carryover between the two. That's tough. That's tough. All right, you know what? It's not as easy as I thought it would be. So let's just push what we have now. Let's just push what we have now. So, what's the diff? What's it looking like? Pretty much nothing, right? Yeah, pretty much just added a script and then added some way to load in images. So I'll have to think about it, right? So this was start work on PNG tuber stuff. Beautiful. Git push u origin feature PNG tuber. Yeah, beautiful. What do my branches look like? I need to yeet some of them, I guess. So branch, big D, feature, add a pose button. I think feature, separate interpolation rates, so that's good. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I will be live. What is it? What day is today? Thursday. I'll be live next Sunday, or just on regular Sunday, from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, working on probably the real-time lip-syncing stuff in Rust, because that's the, I guess, the more interesting stuff that's going on. Because I'm almost done with that. I just need to get the mapping all kind of figured out. Or, you know, if I'm feeling really stressed out, maybe we'll just go back to the PNG tuber stuff so I can get a 7.4 release out of this application. Because every single release we get ever closer to 1.0.0. And then I can focus on doing, whatchamacallits, you know, the kind of Google face tracking that only requires a webcam. And then it'll get your, you know, your facial data, your body data, your hand data. What was it called actually? I have that library somewhere. I just forget what it's called. But anyways, you know, thanks for tuning in. I will be live together tomorrow, not tomorrow, on Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Here's the GitHub where all the code is stored. There's the bot. Looks like everyone already times out, so that's how you know it's been a good stream. Everyone died already. Here is OpenCFace GD. Look at that. Free and open source. That's what I've been using as the runner. It does work for just all kinds of anime models, as you may or may not have expected. Look at that. It is beautiful. There's a Discord if you want to jump in there. Get updates as soon as they are live. Give the channel a follow if you haven't already, and I will see you later. Goodbye.